All right, lesson 7, calculating z-score. This is going to be a formula for figuring out the exact z-score, in case it's a little bit tough to get it from just listing out your, like we were before. Okay, so I'll give you the formula here first. So z-score equals, it's going to be the data point, whatever the data point is, minus the mean, divided by that whole thing divided by the standard deviation. Okay? If you want it written out in letters, you might see it like this. I say, or x could be the data point. Your mean, if you remember, was this mu. And then standard deviation is this sigma. That could be another way you could write it out. All right, so here we go. Number one, do 2 examples. You'll be given a mean. So let's say bowling again. You guys are probably getting sick of bowling. Mean bowling score, 100 pins. Standard deviation, or you could say the sigma thing like that, is 6 pins. So then it will say if a bowler gets 110 pins, what is their z-score? What is the z-score? Okay, so pretty straightforward. Just go to your formula there. Z equals x minus mu over standard deviation. All right, so x is the data point. They got 110. Minus off the mean, which was 100. Divide that by the standard deviation, the 6. So 110 minus 100 is 10. Basically means they're 10 away from the mean, because we subtracted, and then we divide it by standard deviation to figure out how many standard deviations that is, because that's z-score. So what's that come out to? 1.67 if you round to the nearest 100. Is their z-score. Okay, that's z-score. It means they're between 1 and 2 standard deviations above the mean, which makes sense because, right, 1 standard deviation would be 106, 2 would be 112 if we wrote it all out like we did before. So this is between 1 and 2 above the mean standard deviations. Okay, number 2. Let's do the same situation. Mean is 100 pins. Standard deviation is 6, but let's say they tell you the z-score. If a z-score is negative 2.4, what is the number of pins? What's the score the bowler got? The actual score. Okay, so same formula. The data point minus the mean divided by standard deviation. This is, now we know the z-score goes here. We don't know x, right? That's what we're looking for. What's the number of pins? That's the data point x. Minus the mean was still 100 divided by 6. So this is an equation you need to solve. Let's rewrite it over here and solve her out. I would multiply each side by 6 first to cancel out that 6. Okay, so 6 times 2.4, negative. Gotta find my calculator. I get 14.4, negative 14.4 equals x minus 100. Okay, and then obviously just add 100 on each side now. Okay, so negative 14.4 plus 100. Probably could do that without a calculator, but what is it? 95.6, I think. Calculator's not functioning. Let me just double check. $85.6, sorry. Okay, that equals x. So they scored, either an 85 or an 86. in order to get a z-score. I mean, since you're bowling, we probably should just round that to an 86, right? So they scored an 86, which is low, right? Negative 2.4 means they're almost about over 2 standard deviations below the mean. Remember, we said 3 standard deviations is an outlier, so this is almost an outlier. It's a pretty low score, but not unreasonable. I mean, if you normally bowl 100 to get an 86 is not awful. It's just quite a bit below your average. Okay, that's all you need to do for this lesson, guys.